Welcome to the podcast. PKP Podcast in the air starts right now. Tonight we have guest of honor, Paul Gothard.
Ron Jacuzzi.
Ron Jacuzzi, you might know him from Murder Party. We have a smaller group tonight, a little more intimate. We have Dave Tucker and Justin Adams.
Yep, very intimate.
Indeed. Right now, forgot to mention last time, we are actually filming this in the HQ of PKP. Right now you're seeing shots of all the different stuff that we got going on over here. We have computers, we have desks, we have props, we have everything.
Dust.
A lot of dust.
A lot of dust.
Yep. Buzzing with activity.
Trinkets.
Yep.
And yeah, so we rearranged the order of the podcast from last time. We're going to kick it up a little bit, make it a little more interesting for you folks. Audio listeners, we're going to reference stuff and I'll try to describe it good enough for you guys. And let's just start off. We're going to start off with the segment, What's in the Air? And, I don't know, Justin, you want to, Dave?
I think you know what's in the air. You've been doing it all night.
Oh, come on. This early and you're going to talk about it. I'm not talking about that.
Oh, by the way, tonight's theme is Dapper theme. That's where we're also welly dressed.
Welly.
Very dapperly dressed.
I feel
underdressed.
This
Welly.
I feel
think you look great.
Well, you see, you don't wear a tie with a sport jacket, I was told once.
You know what it is, though? Like, if you're just wearing a regular jacket, but it's Mark Anthony.
Right.
I feel like Kohl's.
Oh, yeah.
You get it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just bought a jacket from Kohl's, and then I saw this, and I was like, well, this is better than the other one. So now I have two.
That's one thing, I'm not at that status yet where I can buy Mark Anthony. Still at the Van Heusen level.
Yeah, apartment 9.
Apartment 9.
Justin.
Oh.
Want to start us off? What do we got? What'd you do this month that was cool and interesting and amazing?
So I don't know how many of you people play video games. No, Paul does. Okay, well.
I don't.
I dabble.
Talk about Dead Space 3. I know Paul played the first one. Did you play the second one?
I played the second one, yes.
Okay.
I played the second one.
You did?
I had it on Xbox, so it was like 4 discs, maybe. So I got through maybe 2, 3. I got through 1 disc. It was good.
Yeah.
I figured
Were you
that was
scared at all?
It raises the heart rate. There's some jump scares.
Yeah, but like...
Was I like dreading anything? Like looking over my shoulder?
In any game where you have a giant gun that can just cut shit in half, it's not scary.
Yeah,
I mean, there's jump scares, but...
Yeah, it wasn't like I was watching The Exorcist or anything. It was just like stuff popped out and you don't expect it. But they do a good job of that.
Yeah, so the third one is less scary, but it makes sense, like, within the story that your character would be less scared because he's had so many experiences with these things that he just isn't scared of them anymore. So he's just like, fuck it, let's just kill him and get it over with.
It's one swear.
Is that the only one we get?
We only get one swear because this is PG.
And he just wasted it. Just willy-nilly.
Okay.
Just fucking wasted it.
Oh, there's we're bleeping.
Sometimes you get 2.
Well, I think that's just turned rated R, so it's fine.
I think the first video game I played that gave me the jump scares was Resident Evil.
Oh,
and honestly, it was not even playing the game. It was watching my brother play the game.
Which is scary in its own right.
What's scarier than that is when he freaks out.
It just hits you with the controller.
It just beats the shit out of you.
Yeah, that was the scariest part. But yeah, I remember growing up with Resident Evil and not ever playing it, but knowing like the entire game just from watching him play it. And it was great. It was just like watching a movie.
I really remember he'd be going into another room and the screen would go black, and then you'd hear the door creak open, and then
Yep.
And then
You'd start and there'd be like 3 zombies right on you.
Yep.
I never played the first Resident Evil. I didn't get into Resident Evil till 4.
4 was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I played I watched the first ones be played, like 1 and 2, and I know enough about them because I was pretty big into it. And then never played the 3rd, but got the 4th like when I got the Wii, and that was a cool game. It got to the point where like I got to a part that was too hard and I just lost interest in it, but I enjoyed it. And I hate it when games do that because you're really into it and then you just get to a spot where you're just like, I'm done with this. It's too aggravating.
Yeah.
But
I feel like video games on the Wii have killed video games for me. I just feel like they just, I don't know, I don't get the same experience from playing games on a Wii that I do on like the PS3 or the Xbox.
I only got a Wii for one game, Monster Hunter. That's the only game I ever played on it. So I spent, like, I don't know how much a Wii is, $100 for one game.
Yeah.
They're only $100. You can get one for $100.
I
Like
think
it's one of the older ones, right?
I got it on Black Friday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
We got the Kinect. Me and Courtney got the Kinect because she wanted Kinectimals. The one where you can interact with these furry animals and like you can pet them. It's about all you can do. So we got that, and she enjoyed that for like 2 nights, and then we got a dog after that, and it has never been played again. So
The Kinect.
it was about $100 well
Such a piece
spent.
of garbage though.
Yeah, it's no
The
good.
games, you just flail. There's no.
Yeah.
It doesn't detect your movement good enough.
Yeah, I only play like Left 4 Dead now. It's about the only game.
Good thinking.
It's a good game.
Oh, it's a great game.
The last game I was really into, and I'm not much of a gamer, so it goes way back. You had it. It was on the Sega. It was Zero Tolerance.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
I think you had it first for like Super Nintendo or something. That's where I knew about it.
And that was
cool.
That was the last game I really got into, and that was probably at least
It was
10 years ago.
Kind of like a offshoot of Wolfenstein and Doom.
Yeah.
Which, remember Corridor 7 for the PC?
Oh, yeah.
That was like just a huge ripoff.
How old were we when we played that game?
Oh, I don't know.
Because
Probably.
your dad was such a dick when we played that game, because he'd stand right behind you, and like, Ken is right behind us saying like, keep going, and there was a map that you had to follow in the bottom like left-hand corner of the screen, and you're using like the directional pad on the computer, and you have Kenny Tucker behind you screaming which way to go, and if you ever click the wrong way just because you're so nervous because he's right behind you, he would just lose it on you. And I'm trying to think, like, we were young, we were probably like 13 or something like that.
I must have blocked it out, actually. But speaking of my dad, he just recently won the Elizabeth Trivia Contest that they do every year.
What?
Like, they have 4-person teams, and people from all over come in, and it's like 100 players that go into this, and Troy and Chelsea and the Potter family. Troy couldn't be here tonight. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, the chair over there is in remembrance for our missing member, Troy.
He didn't die, don't say it. He didn't die.
Yet,
but he was just smack-talking my dad. Like, every chance he got, he was just like, Kenny, you're going down. Going down, and he just talking
All
it up.
it did was lit his fire, and he won it.
Oh, yeah, he won it, and I don't think they even placed within the top 25.
Who was on your dad's team?
My mom, Jeff Warner.
Oh my God, that's an all-star team,
and
right
Rachel
there.
Chrome's dad.
I don't know who that is.
Paul Chrome, Phil Chrome. Anyway, my dad beat Troy in the trivia contest, so just make sure Troy hears that.
Very nice.
I saw him on Sunday, and he was pissed because we were at the mall like before we went to
Ken or
met
Troy?
with you guys, Troy.
Troy, okay.
And he was like pissed about it. Him and Chelsea were just like, "Oh my God, we lost to them."
Yeah.
Well, then, and 24 other teams.
Yeah. They like to single their rage out in one particular party. All right, Paul, what's next on the agenda?
Well, do we have like movies or something?
I've got a topic.
What do we got? Yeah.
Can you talk about what I want you to talk about?
That's at the bottom. No, we'll get to that after.
All right.
After. So, this is just get in the pocket here. This is something that I thought up the other day. It was a while ago. Do you remember? It was probably a year ago in the news and like the entertainment news they found this old Civil War picture, and the guy in it looked just like Nick Cage.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember that? It was like him like
Yeah.
standing there, and he had the mustache, and there's this big like joke going on
Yeah,
that
there's
Nick
a lot of
Cage.
those pictures that he's like immortal.
Yeah, that Nick Cage is a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
and then he
Yeah.
was like, "No, I'm not a vampire." But I think that would be the best Nick Cage movie ever if they just fully embraced that, like a Being John Malkovich type of thing.
Yeah.
Where this photo surfaces, just like in real life, and they like start it from there, and he's on like talk shows, and he's like, no, I'm not a vampire, Jimmy. He's with Jimmy Kimmel, acting like an idiot.
Mm.
And then he's like, okay, Nick Cage, not a vampire. All right, see you later, guys. And then it cuts to Cage like going into the back room, and he calls up his agent, and he's like, they know, the people know, they're onto it. And then it turns out Nick Cage is a vampire, and he's been alive for thousands of years, and that's why he's so quirky and everything, because he's actually like a immortal vampire. So he tries to get out of the public light, and he like lays low and goes into the small town, and then we start focusing on this kid who's like a teenage kid, and Nick Cage moves in next door. He's like, oh, Nick Cage is living next door, and he's like watching him and everything. But then Nick Cage starts like luring drunks and vagabonds back to his house, and the kid's like, oh my god, he is a vampire. And everyone's like, no, it's not. But then it turns out he is, and the kid has to get away from Nick Cage, and it's just the...
Does he kill Nick Cage?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to spoil the ending, but it's just the perfect excuse for Nick Cage to just go full-on mega Cage acting and just chew the whole scene up and spit it out. And
the title of it would literally be Nick Cage is a vampire.
Yep, exactly. Oh, I think that would just be great.
I'd pay money. I'd pay good money.
I don't see how he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Heard it here first.
There it is.
Copyright Dave Tucker,
Yep.
2013.
2013. Nick will
Copyrighted
talk.
right now.
The second movie topic, Evil Dead.
Uh-huh.
New Evil Dead
There it
movie.
is.
New one.
There it is. I've had, more people than I had realized really enjoy that movie. Because I figure that it's kind of a rare breed of person that really likes that movie because it's dark.
Well, all
And
three.
it's funny.
Like
Yeah,
the second
yeah.
one is the best.
And I've noticed that the majority of people I've talked to, they all say they are not going to go see it because of one part of the movie.
No Bruce Campbell?
No?
Is it the song scene?
No. It's the tree raping.
Oh.
What?
Because when the chick gets
I thought
wrapped
that's
up
why
and raped
people
by the
saw
tree.
the movie.
Oh, really?
I've had so many people say they won't see it because of that. Because that disturbed them more than anything else in that movie.
I don't know if it's not in the movie.
I've actually heard
It is.
that
I saw it in the preview.
Oh.
Not
I've
the
heard
full
that
rape,
they don't
obviously.
do the rape in it, though. I've heard they do the tree thing,
But they don't
but
show
they
the
don't
rape.
like do
Okay.
the penetration.
I
that they
kind
show
of
in the
don't want to
first.
see it.
I know. I was a little let down when I heard that.
Well,
But I don't know. Maybe they do. We'll find out in like 2 weeks because it
Yeah.
comes out soon. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think like when I heard they're remaking Evil Dead, I love Evil Dead, so I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's more Evil Dead, so that's good. But then like so many remakes, it could be bad.
Right.
There's a couple good remakes, like Dawn of the Dead's great, The Fly, The Thing. Those
Yep.
are all classics.
Yep.
But then you got like Halloween and all those that are just awful.
You thought Halloween was awful to remake? The Rob Zombie
Yeah, I
remake?
hate it. And I give it a shot like every 2 years. I like
Do
maybe
ya?
I'm missing something, and I always hate it.
Yeah.
And I like Rob Zombie.
There you go.
But yeah, but anyway, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and the original folks behind the Evil Dead movies were like the front runners of the remake.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, okay, if the guys that made the original want the remake to go down, and they like handpicked the director to do it, then okay, it could be good.
Sure.
And there's been reviews out for like the past 2 weeks on it. I've been trying not to read any because I want to go in with
Oh, you're
it
gonna
unspoiled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I usually read shit about that. but
Because I was
this
just
one
gonna
didn't
ask
want
you.
to.
Okay.
But they've been out like it doesn't come out for 2 or 3 more weeks, and it's been online forever.
Yeah.
Like just, I go to these sites every day at work. Come on,
Yeah.
I don't want to see what I can't read yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it should be good.
And no
Hopefully.
Bruce Campbell in it?
One thing I did read, he has a cameo at the end apparently.
That's
Oh,
it.
really?
though,
After the
isn't it?
credits, yeah. So I don't know what it is. I didn't read any more. I don't know if he's Ash in it or what, but
Are there famous people in that movie? I guess I
I
haven't
don't
looked at
think
the
so.
cast. I like them better when there's not.
oh yeah. There's I was thinking of this the other day. There's hardly any classic horror movies with famous people in them.
Mhm.
And if they are, they got famous from being in that horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just think of it. Think of any, like, big name actor that's made a horror movie, and it's usually a bad one, like,
Yeah.
just to make money. But then there's all these classic ones with no names, or people that got famous because of that.
Yeah.
Can't think of
There
anything.
you go.
Like, Anthony Hopkins, famous like from Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
But he got famous from Silence of the Lambs. That's what he's known for.
Yeah.
And then he's made shit like The Right and awful movies that just go forgotten. I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple, but not many.
It's a wonky world we live in. Huh?
It is.
Wonky.
Wow. Fishy.
You know what I've been doing lately?
Hmm.
I peruse through Netflix and just try to like movies that you didn't think would be any good or just like get terrible reviews. I just see if they're any good.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen Steakland?
Yeah, I like it.
I love that movie. Have you ever heard of it or seen it?
No.
Oh yeah, I did watch that.
That's one of those movies that like you would probably never find on Netflix unless you don't have a life and you just search through for movies that like
I
don't
bought
get
it.
any recognition.
I bought it when it came out.
I think it's a really good movie.
Uh-huh.
But that's one of those movies that like the average person,
Oh, yeah.
they wouldn't.
And it was made
Think
for
of-
nothing. It was
Yeah.
super low budget, but the scope of it is huge.
Mhm.
Like, it's like a post-apocalyptic vampire movie.
Yeah.
And the whole United States is, like, overrun. And it was made for nothing, but yet they convey that the entire, U.S. is
Right.
run down and inhabited by vampires.
And it's really believable because they make it like known in the movie that not only are the like survivors, they're trying to get away from the vampires, but they also have to watch out for like these religious, like
yeah, cults.
crazy religious cults that are like just as bad, you know?
Is this a movie with a guy and he has a kid with him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Wears
I've seen it.
sunglasses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they
Looks
use,
like fought.
vampire
Yeah.
teeth for like currency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
It is. And the cool thing about it, it seems like it was made like in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's the type of movie
Yeah.
that you watch it doesn't look polished or new. It just looks like something you'd find, on the shelves of a video store if you looked,
Exactly.
like 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be in the future if it was 30 years ago, but...
Wow.
And we're not yet.
Yet. Alright, we talked about movies, games so far. Now we're going to segue into some PKP stuff. We got some big news, if you haven't heard.
Are you filming?
Yeah, I'm filming.
Oh,
I thought you were just
God.
telling us what we're doing
I was
next.
just about to do a booger check.
Oh.
Anyway, so we got some big stuff coming out in April, actually. Yeah, it's the Julian Dubuque International Film Festival. They have it. This is going to be their second year. They have movies in April, and the movies are from all over the world. This year, I think they had like 50 or 60 movies in it, and they whittled it down to like, I don't know how many it was, like
20
20.
maybe? Yeah.
And they're going to be playing them all over Main Street Dubuque. They're going to have them in bars, hotels. I think
Alleyways.
alleyways on the river. No, but we got that. We kind of as a joke because I know the guys who run it. I kind of gave them. I gave them the movie we did, Cutting Room Floor.
Gave them $500 so they put it over.
Yeah.
Here's this movie, and you'll notice the slipcover looks like money.
Yeah. And I gave the movie to them, and I gave them Murder Party and Tag, two of the shorts that are in them, and they accepted the two shorts, so now we have two of our films that Dave Tucker wrote and starred in. We actually all starred in them, but
Congratulations.
Thank you. You did a bang-up
writer,
job as
director,
well.
Appreciate you.
and they're going to be shown at 3 different locations on April 4th through the 7th of this year, coming up next month. It's going to be great. Check it out. Support Dubuque and those guys. They're great.
Yeah, if you missed it at Mindframe, where we only had like 2 midnight shows, it was
Mhm.
Halloween weekend, so it was kind of tough to make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's late, all that. So yeah, now they're gonna be playing. I think there's it's gonna be 7 to 10 on 2 of the nights, and 1 to 4 or 1 to 3 on
Something like
Sunday, I think.
The schedule is on,
Yeah,
if you go
it's-
to our Facebook page, PKP Films, like it, and there's going to be the schedule of where our films are going to be playing. There's going to be a link to the Julian Dubuque Film Festival stuff, and we're under the SS4 category, or local films category, or something like that.
Yep.
So, check us out. They're good movies.
Get to see
Speaking
Very
of
cool.
the Facebook page, 100 people watched the last podcast. You said that if 100
I
people
said-
liked the Facebook page, then we do something crazy. We didn't get 100 likes. What
Yeah.
the hell, Internet?
We did not get
on
100
that.
likes.
But they
like
all
us.
watched it. 100 people watched it.
Yeah.
And they were just like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't want to see what I've seen enough.
Well,
If you watch the podcast or watch any PKP stuff and don't like us on Facebook,
We're gonna come and get you.
You're fucking dead.
These swords are here for a reason.
They're not just decoration.
It dust.
And we need an excuse
Did
to
you just
dust
see
them.
that? It's gonna get in my drink.
If you are returning from the last podcast, thank you.
Yes,
For watching
thank
this
you.
one.
Or listening, audio listeners.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Let's talk a little bit about you, Paul. You created the Coos character.
Yeah, we
I
should
don't
really-
think it's ever been on record.
Should we talk about it?
I think we
talk
should
about
do a
it.
full
Alright.
Coos
Yeah.
little bio.
Well, the whole thing started just from your like average run of the mill Goodwill party. You know, standard rules apply.
Yeah.
Your outfit comes from Goodwill, everything. And it was just a group of us, my brother, my cousin, a couple friends, stuff like that. And we all just went to our cousin's house. We had it there, and honestly, I like my outfit. Obviously, it's Ron Jacuzzi's now. It wasn't that funny at the time. Like, there just wasn't, like, it was plain, you know,
Yeah,
like,
really.
just like Ron Jacuzzi, kind of a plain guy. But then, like, after a while, like, I just unbuttoned one button, you know, unbuttoned another one, and then I see, like, a Bluetooth headset, I put that on. I see, like, a pager, you know, I put that on. Unbutton another one. I see, like, my cousin had a bunch of, like, gold necklaces, so I put, like, 6 of them on. So, yeah, it just, like, kept building on that.
It's kind of the equivalent of the old dusty hat that they put on the snowman, and
Exactly.
it brings to life
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman.
Exactly.
It's the personality.
And then eventually, it got to the point where I was told I looked like just like a dirty used car salesman. So I like kind of fed off that and did like the Chicago, you know, how are you type of thing. And then somebody's just like, you sound like a Ron. And then out of nowhere, it's just like Ron Jacuzzi. And it's like, there it is, Ron Jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then like literally, we ended up like going out to the bars that night. And I did not break character for like 6 months. Like I was just like, I started off like, we each kind of like had a character. We talked about it. We were like, let's all just, you know, because we knew everybody at the bar because it was in Stockton. You know, so like, you know everybody anyway. And as we're going to the bar, we're like, let's all just try to stay in character and just pretend that we don't know these people and we're just going to be our, you know, who we're dressed up as. And then I did it, and I literally, like, it stuck so much, like, with everybody that, like, the next day, one of the guys that was at that party ended up making a Facebook page for Ron Jacuzzi, and like 100 likes the first day, and then like I just literally I couldn't get out of character for like 6 months. My girlfriend almost broke up with me because like I just wouldn't stop being Ron Jacuzzi.
When I heard about it, it was like at a family gathering a couple, maybe a month or two later, and you and Phil were just going back
Yeah.
and forth, like without missing a beat. You just...
Yeah.
He'd say something, and then you'd instantly have a Coos response
Oh.
for it. And I was just like in awe. It's like, is this from Saturday Night Live or something? Like, are you guys quoting? And you're like, no, it's just this thing we made up.
It's just Coos
I was like,
banter.
what?
Like it just yeah, and it just flowed. Like and we had like 8 different people I think that would just chime in with different little things that Coos could do, and it just
Yeah.
it blew up. So
So for a while we were thinking about doing a documentary about it, like a day in the life of Coos,
Yeah,
and that could
yeah.
still come.
I would like to do that because I think it'd be an interesting view on what his life is like because you don't
Life,
see
love.
what life is like outside of selling tubs and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
shooting chicks in the face.
One problem with that, a lot of times, like these cool characters that are just great, like you can
Sure.
pop into them, they say a great line, and then they fade back into the background. Like you can give away too much, and they're not cool anymore. Like Wolverine, for example.
Right.
Like Ron Jacuzzi's kind of like Wolverine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think there's enough to Ron Jacuzzi that you could really examine that guy's life.
He's a very complicated man.
I thought it would be funny if like we do more and more movies with him, and he's the same like lighthearted guy,
Mhm.
and then he goes home to Donnie Bear and the kids, and like Donnie Bear is just a corpse at the table, and the kids are all dead, and he's just like, "Hey, Donnie Bear, well, let me tell you about my day today," and Coos is just this maniac that killed his wife and kids, and just like has dinner with them. That won't happen, but it would be a nice little.
The kids
what
would
if.
actually be carved pumpkins. on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Oh, now we have to.
Yeah, I think we do.
But yeah, I just.
And I know like in the murder party we talk about like Donnie Bear as the wife, and just like for reference, we always picture Donnie Bear to just be this giant fat slob that wears like a giant like 3XL Dale Earnhardt Jr. like stained T-shirt and no pants and just hates his guts and just swears at him and lays in bed all day, doesn't have a job, and I just feel like that'd be the right kind of woman for him.
Oh yeah, he'd love it.
But that's the origin of Ron Jacuzzi. That's where it all started.
So
Stockton, Illinois.
we've had this character just kicking around forever, and when we were doing Murder Party, we needed just all these interesting characters to fill it up. And Troy had created Whiskers at one of our like actual murder parties that we did. Like we had a party at my house and we all came as characters. So we had Whiskers, and then we're like, well, Whiskers, we need like Coos too. So Coos came, and then we had a couple others, but those were the two that were like the most, you know, realized characters.
And those two really, they kind of feed off of each other. It seems like a little bit.
Yeah, it just seemed perfectly appropriate that Coos and Whiskers just loved like Whiskers just loved Coos.
Yeah, and they're complete opposites if you look at who they are as people.
Yep.
Whiskers is just a very like strict, you know, by his own book, follows the rules, and Coos just like doesn't know what
Flies
rules
by the
means.
seat of his pants.
Yeah. So
they complement each other well.
Very well.
And good segue into Murder Party 2, still planned for the summer. For a while we were thinking about doing it as a comic book, but I think the movie is the way to go on this. Whiskers and Coos, like they're better on screen with the personality there. So they're gonna team up again in a couple months. Hopefully a Halloween release.
Oh, is that what we're shooting for? I like that.
Halloween 2015.
No,
probably.
we said that last time with Cut Your Floor. We filmed it in August. Like, yeah, we can get it done by Halloween, and we didn't even get it done filmed.
Yeah.
Or we weren't even done filming in Halloween, but we got it done before next Halloween, so that worked.
Yeah.
But this one, it's just one part. It's not like 4 separate movies, so should be doable.
There you go.
And remember, like for the original Murder Party, you didn't give me a copy of the script until the night before we filmed it. Because you thought you sent it to me and I never got it.
Yeah.
And we couldn't text each other. Remember that? Our phones wouldn't let us text each other.
And you weren't even aware that we were filming that night, too. You had something else going on. I was like, he's got to be in it, Paul. Come on. And you lived like 4 hours away?
It's 2 hours, 4-hour round trip.
Yeah, you had to drive home at like 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning, it was about 4:30 when I left, yeah.
That's why Coos has such an abrupt exit in the movie, like a lot of the characters in it. Yeah, but it was a good send-off. He just takes off, says his goodbyes, and just moves on.
Yeah, seems like something that he would do.
He would just,
Up and leave. But speaking about Murder Party, it was filmed at the Kirby Building in Dubuque, Iowa.
Oh,
2 weeks ago, on Today, right, we filmed a new GHD.
Oh, yeah. On Today.
On Today 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. I wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Troy hasn't had anything to drink.
No, you haven't.
He always talks this way.
Anyways, I wanted Troy to be here to talk about the character of Eugene, but he's too busy doing stuff tonight. So, Dave,
this is also St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So
it's
you're looking at like
St.
the
Patrick's
4
Day
St. Patrick's podcast tonight.
The 4 guys that didn't go out and do anything.
Yep.
They just sat on a couch in front of a camera.
Boom.
But yeah, we threw together this Ghost Hunter Dave character. We just wanted to film something quick one time. Shot the first like 10-minute episode in my apartment over the course of like 15 minutes. Like there's literally no preparation or anything. And it kind of was like a big hit. Everyone kept saying like, oh yeah, I really like the Ghost Hunter Dave thing. And I was like, really? Like we spent like 6 months on Troy Potter Forever and you like the one that we shot in like 10 minutes? But everyone liked it, so we did like 3 more and 3 more. Just did the 4th one, so we take our time between them because of all the production value.
Yeah.
But yeah, just did the last one in the Kirby Building again. So that was cool. We got to go back there, and we've been kind of spicing up with guest stars. Ryan Fleehardy was in the 3rd one, is Ghost Hunter Dave's mentor. And in this one, Ghost Hunter Dave goes and investigates the Kirby Building and meets the building owner, Eugene, who Troy had created.
Yeah.
We just told Troy, like, you're going to be a groundskeeper, like, building owner, come up with a character. And I was afraid, because as I was thinking about it, I thought it's going to be, I just kept picturing Whiskers.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
That's just all I picture with Troy now. And he came in, and it was a completely different character, but is fully fleshed out as Whiskers.
Yep.
You see in the previews, he has, like, gray hair, a rat tail.
A big scab on
big scratch. Where he missed a step, got a scratch.
Those damn buckets.
Yep. Fell over buckets. He did a lot of physical comedy in that one.
When is that going to be viewable?
That's going to be viewable later this month. The teaser's up for it. Trailer's up. Check it out on our YouTube.
Teaser for your pleaser.
Teaser for your pleaser. it's kind of a scary one, but we're still staying
They're
close
all
to the
scary.
mythos.
Oh yeah, they're
It's
terrifying.
horrifying.
The trailers makes it sound scary because we put like music to it, but it's.
I find if I
still
blink
funny.
my eyes really fast when I'm watching it, I only get about 50% of the scares, so I'm okay.
There you go. But
Yeah, it's good. How much did you? How much did we film? 72 minutes worth.
we got about like 72 minutes worth, and then I cut that down to like 50, and then I cut that down to 46, and now currently the version of it that I have that's cut is like 26 minutes. So
Which is still long. Like I would prefer them all to be under 15 or 10, but
the original
there's
plan
lots of
was
funny
to be like
stuff.
13.
Yeah, there's lots of funny stuff that has nothing to do with the plot, so that has to get cut out.
Yeah.
And I just think we should do like some deleted scene type stuff
just
behind
add
the
bonus.
scenes. Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, it was a great time. We had some fun at the Kirby building. Justin actually was the protagonist or antagonist of the film. As the homeless.
Literary
I don't want to give away
background
too
is
much.
just atrocious.
It's an off night tonight to the PK body.
Yeah.
No.
Just, oh man.
One thing should be commented on how many characters reappear throughout all of our works.
Yes.
Like, I feel like all of my favorite directors and like writer-directors kind of go hand in hand. Like Kevin Smith, Tarantino, they create like these whole universes, and then the same characters keep kind of popping up or like referencing these same characters. And I want to say that a lot of our films have that, and mainly just because like there's only a handful of us that act in them, so if we have a funny character, we want to keep reusing them.
Mm-hmm.
But your Colonel Urban was from your Man vs. Kinda Wild series, and he popped up in Murder Party.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he should pop up again, even though he was killed off in it. Whiskers and Coos are obviously going to reappear in those.
Yep.
Maybe, and we're working on something maybe for a little web series for Whiskers too. That
Mhm.
could be in the works. Ghost Hunter Dave could pop up in it at some point.
There you go.
I don't know.
I would like it. I like the character Ghost Hunter Day.
Yeah.
Likeable guy.
He's kind of like a quirky, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your series are just going to come together in one movie.
And Justin tends to be
Some random criminal.
the
I just
the
get
person
killed
that
in
gets
everything.
killed. Yep.
Yeah.
What else do we got for stuff that we're... Oh, McGraw Hill.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's... I think everyone basically knows about it in the, like, the real world, so...
Not with you folks in TV land.
Yeah, you people that don't exist kind of do. Sorry, audio listeners. But,
I've always hated that TV land phrase. That and
isn't
the
it kinda
phrase,
old?
"This ain't your daddy's" something. Oh, I just
What are
hate
you
it.
talking
Those
about?
are like
You ever hear that when they're like,
yeah.
they'll like,
They're like 90s phrases.
yeah,
Yeah.
this ain't your daddy's shoe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've
My shoe.
never heard any of
beef
that.
jerky or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. It's like, of course it's not.
People really say that? Or they used
Well,
to?
they used to.
They do.
Huh.
They spice it up. Another one, Game Changer. Hate that too.
That's more of a sports
Oh.
phrase, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get enough sports.
you can't what?
I can't get enough sports.
You're not a sports guy.
I'm not, no. Maybe if they, had a Game Changer, it would get me interested.
Probably.
Okay.
But yeah.
Something that's not your father's sport.
Daddy's?
Right.
Right.
So, anyways, McGraw Hill, actually, Dave, would you say your boss's boss? Or one of the guys you work for?
Pretty
or?
higher up individual at McGraw Hill. I'd talked to him over the sales meeting time, and I'd shown him a copy of our movie, The Cutting Room Floor, and he thought that was really cool that we were independent filmmakers in Dubuque, utilizing the community and all of the various locations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of wanted to make like a documentary type movie about what like my position and my colleagues at McGraw Hill do,
Really?
which is inside sales, yeah, or national sales as they call it now. So he wanted to film like a little documentary / recruiting video, so they can take it to college campuses and kind of get potential employees that are interested in it. Show like a day-to-day, what it's like to work in that position. So Paul got hired out to produce that video, and he's been filming it over the last month.
Mm-hmm.
And when's it due? It's coming up.
Well...
I hope you're editing it by now.
Yeah, I'm editing
Okay.
it. We're currently working on finishing up production and acquiring B-roll. We have, since we're filming this during the springtime and it looks really bad out for Dubuque, I've been asking people around Dubuque that other like video production people who have good footage during the summer, which has been a little difficult, but now luckily I found a few people that are willing to help out. And so we're looking at finishing up that in the next few weeks. And actually I have a funny story. As Dave said, I've been following around like a few different reps. Like Dave's one of them, and then we have like 2 other people. One of which, Michael Fullen, he works out. He's a CrossFit guy.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Actually, on Thursday or Wednesday morning, I went to his CrossFit thing at 5:15 in the morning, and I met Paul's brother Phil, who teaches it, and I watched them.
Runs the whole.
Yeah,
nice.
he runs the whole CrossFit thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Owner operator.
And I got to watch him like sweat. Not Phil, but Michael. Those guys are just crazy into... I could never do that at 5:15 in the morning. It was just intense. It was...
That was funny.
Did you go to that or no?
No.
Did you watch it though?
No.
So you don't know if it's funny or not then.
No.
Okay.
Paul led me to believe it was funny.
It was funny because I had to wake up... I don't like waking up early.
Not really a game changer of a story.
Yeah,
More of a...
It was a story. It was a little insight
Terrible.
into the PKP world.
Alright.
But yeah, we're finishing up that video, looking for the next. Check us out. We do music videos and stuff too.
We'll film anything.
We'll film anything. Weddings, bar mitzvahs, Pinewood derbies, anything. But yeah, so that's up.
I always thought it would be really interesting to direct an adult film. But not like just a sleazy one, like an action-packed epic. Multiple camera angles, switching it up, maybe some special effects, some gunfire.
What's the one called? Pirates?
Yeah, something like that.
Pirates,
better.
Yeah.
But yeah,
better.
just full-on porn, but...
Are we talking like you're going to show like full penetration in it?
Oh yeah, like a porn.
Oh wow.
Well, I don't anticipate doing it, but I just think it would be
I would
fun.
imagine you'd find plenty of male actors, but the female part of it would probably
tough.
be hard to cast.
Yep,
Yeah.
Justin would probably have to take that one.
Yeah.
You're used to getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
We'll have to, with all the facial hair, it's going to be a lot of from behind scenes. Reverse cowgirl for him.
Can you just imagine, like, if like really famous directors just like had to, you know, they got to throw their hat in the ring and direct
Just
a porno
dabble
or
in
something.
some porn.
Yeah, just try it out. They're not gonna do it
for no
long.
Not going to win an award.
No, they're just gonna see how it goes.
Someone will crank it out.
There's probably gonna be like an Oscar contender porn that gets put out there.
Every blue moon, I can see it.
Yeah.
This ain't your daddy's porn.
No. Oh Jesus. That's porn game changing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wonky.
I got a topic for you.
What do we got?
And this is something that I've thought myself, and then Michael from work had told me the same thing. I don't know how to say it, so I'll just come out and say it. Have you thought about ever changing your logo or your name?
Sometimes that does change. Like
Well,
every
I know
few
it
years,
yeah, I know you
the logo
change it.
does change. I mean,
Well,
what do you think?
all right, not so much the logo, but what is it now? PKP.
Well, right now it's PKP Films.
Right. Paul Crutside's Productions Films.
It's something like that.
Well, you should know what it is.
Yeah, you gotta have an idea.
We'll keep the mystery.
Paul Films.
We'll cut that out. Anyways, what are you thinking?
I don't know. You obviously have some Greek heritage that you're proud of.
Oh.
Maybe some kind of Greek type of name. Because
You
know,
have to
like,
make a
do you have like suggestions? Or?
no, I don't know Greek.
Oh, I thought you had
Anonymous
something to
or
throw.
something?
But like all these famous producers, directors, they don't just have their production company named after them. Like
Right.
Kevin Smith has VOSQ. Tarantino, I think, does Band Apart. Spike Lee does like 3 Acres and a Mule.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Crutsides does Paul Crutsides Productions.
Very selfish of you. Now that you look at it, you're a very selfish man.
Like maybe the next call-in or write-in should be like, what should Paul change his thing
But then he
too.
has to get into Facebook. And
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of work ahead of him.
But I think
Business
that's.
He has
cards.
to edit all of the videos to put
You have
on
business
logo.
cards?
I do.
Can I have one before I leave?
You're
Yeah.
probably gonna have like
Can
3
I
in
have
your
several?
pocket, and you won't even know about it.
Yep.
That's a real Coos move that she'll be pulling.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Ron Jacuzzi only has the one. that
You
he
just
shows
get a
me.
look at it. Mental picture.
Interesting.
Click.
Okay.
But yeah,
You'd be up for it though, you think? If it was good, would
If it
you?
was-
Would you say?
If it was a good name.
What's the
pod?
What's the podcast called? On the Air.
It's called In the Air.
In the
In
Air.
the Air.
What about that? In the Air Productions.
Yeah. What about it? I like that.
I
I
searched
didn't see that.
SoundCloud. There are several in the air podcasts.
Really?
Maybe
Yes.
not that one.
But I bet there's not several in the air productions.
PKP.
What?
PKP podcast. PK podcast.
PK Podcast. We'll see what we can do with that. I like it.
I think I mean, if it's good enough and it'd be a lot of work on your end to change everything, but
Yeah.
if it's worth it, it's worth it.
I find it's best not to worry about that.
Ever.
No, like
Never.
Paul, here's a script, 27 pages. It's gonna have a lot of gunfire, a lot of blood. You're gonna have to CGI some characters. Call me when it's done.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna drop it off.
And I've noticed you're not calling me, so I'm gonna call you every night and see how you're doing on it.
And if you don't respond to my text, I'll just resend it because you
Yeah.
probably just didn't get the text
Exactly.
in the first place.
Is there any way to send this text louder?
Mass text to the same person 100 times.
Maybe
Can
all
you do that?
caps.
Hey, what do we got for future projects?
I refer to my tiny piece
We
of
have any-
paper.
God, that's a nice pocket you got
It's so-
there.
It's like it's made for this.
It really was.
I had an idea. Nick Cage Vampire.
We
Film
talked
Fest,
about that.
Murder Party 2. Putting the movies online.
On-
So we've got all your
Yeah.
projects online. You have your On Patrol,
That?
Ghost Hunter Dave.
That's all on
else?
YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they on? Yeah, it links
Yeah,
to
they're
YouTube,
all on
right?
YouTube, yeah.
So cutting room floor obviously is like 2 hours, so that would be a very heavy file. Maybe
we have to cut it into parts.
yeah, would Tagged be is standalone?
I think that could
Haunted.
be a standalone. Yeah.
And I thought like
How do
Murder.
people get things on Netflix? Because there is some shit on Netflix.
Yeah,
See what I was talking about earlier.
Bad
If you just root
movies.
through movies, there's some really, really terrible things on there.
Justin was talking about a talking
A
cat.
talking cat
or something.
Well, that's, I mean, come on, don't judge.
No, they're terrible.
Yeah, like I always thought Murder Party would work well as a serial,
Yeah.
not like a not that type of cereal, but like an old radio cereal or like the Shadow type of cereal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Cereal, not with a C, with an S.
Serial number?
Exactly. Not really, but like the movie is like 50 minutes, 55,
Yeah.
and you could split it up into like 5, 10-minute segments.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've each got like the opening with the doctors would be one, and then it would go into the next.
Yeah.
It would just be kind of like those old like black and white, radio programs, like Lone Ranger type of thing. Like, oh, what is Whiskers or how are Whiskers and Coo's gonna get out of this one? Find out next week on Murder Party. And then we'd put the next one out next week. And like maybe not right away, but as we film part 2, maybe we could release the first one online in like chapters like that to get
Yeah.
prepared. And then we could even
That's
release
cool.
part 2 like that too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
As
like
we're
that.
editing it. And then double feature,
Yeah,
obviously,
double
at
feature,
Mindframe
yeah.
after it's done.
Boom.
And that would lead into the Whiskers webisodes.
Yeah.
I feel like we've already given away too much, because
It's-
maybe we won't do this, but
Which
that's the next projects in the works, pretty much, right?
Yep.
Kuz has got to eat.
Gotta
work.
Gotta poop.
He poops, trust me.
Future stuff that we got going on. Justin and I, mainly Justin, have been working on posters for the web series that we have right now.
Keep having to change them because Paul is like, oh, that one looks good, but make it completely different.
Yeah, we have a poster for On Patrol. We have a poster for Ghost Hunter Dave. We have a poster for Members Kind of Wild, and then we also have a poster for the Troy Potter series, the old one, the one that Dave and Ryan and Troy and
An Incoherent
Neil.
Mess
Yeah,
was what it was called.
Incoherent Mess. Yes.
Me and Flea Hardy made like a series of 12 webisodes called Incoherent Mess, and that's where the Troy Potter thing originated from.
Yeah.
2 or 3 episodes of that.
Boom. So we got posters coming out in the future, kind of down the line. Kind of want to release those soon. They're going to be available for purchase for you fans, I should say, out there.
Would anyone take one for free?
Maybe
I
for
signed
free.
2 of them tonight, Dave.
Yeah.
I signed 2 of them.
comment.
My
But
brother-in-law.
Well, I signed them. Both of them.
Yep.
over the summer, me and Justin actually followed the Dubuque Colts, the Drum and Bugle Corps. We followed them around the nation. They do a nationwide tour. They play their music for fans and people in stadiums, and they take part in a competition called Drum Corps International, DCI. And we actually filmed a documentary. Over the summer, we did the web episodes that you can check out on our website, wearepkp.com, called The Fighting Colts. It was like a weekly basis type thing of the day in the life of the Colts. We actually are in the process of making the full-length documentary, and we need your help. We have a Kickstarter up. We need to fund the post-production portion of the film, and if you check out our Kickstarter, the link's in the description. Audio listeners, you can go to wearepkp.com and check us out there. If you want to take part in it, if you want to be an executive producer, we have great rewards, we have merchandise, we have rare footage that you can see if you gave us some money, become a backer. The trailer on the Kickstarter was actually done extremely well by our friends at Dreamcatcher Productions. Currently we have over 4 hours of amazing footage that me and Justin have shot over the summer. It's really a great thing. Check out the Kickstarter, check out Colts.org.
Hundreds of hours of okay footage.
Yeah, and just check it out. If you're a fan of the Colts, support the Colts, support us. It's going to be a great time. So that basically wraps it up for tonight. I'd like to thank Paul Gothard, guest of honor tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your stories to us and your insights on the world and all that good stuff. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, if you just want to email us, shout us an email at info@pkpfilms.com, Twitter at pkpfilms.twitter, or whatever it is.
Is that what it is? I think that's right.
The stuff is right here above Paul's head for your video guys if you don't know how to spell.
Get that out of there. You got some shit on you. Some twat
No,
on
that's
ya.
just dandruff.
Watch us, rate us, like us, subscribe. Questions, comments, anything, just send it to us. And I guess now we just talk about not the viral video of the week, because I couldn't find one, so it's just the video of the month. One of our friends, David Duca, some of us know him, some of us don't. He actually he's kind of got this kind of rivalry going between our company and his work. He has a few videos up. We have a little bit of a leg up on him because we've been working for more.
Would you say he's your enemy, Paul? Your nemesis?
I wouldn't say that he's my nemesis, but
I think we know.
Is that spot reserved for someone else?
that it might be.
You can't disclose who that is.
Oh, I think
Chafing my bottom.
I'm getting so angry. My nipples are so hard right now.
So, okay, so anyways, David Duca did a video recently about him getting a green screen.
It's in the description. There's a link in the description.
I don't even want that. Get that link out of there.
Somebody loosen this bow tie.
Oh, it's about to start swinging.
I'm gonna commit some. So we got a little video for you. It's green screen madness. Check it out. And that's the end of the podcast.
You know that sword's gonna reflect the green screen.